how to budget, what is a budget, how can you use it, what mistakes to avoid. All of this I will be explaining in this video. Hi, I'm Alexander, I'm the maker of OneBudget app, but this video will be not about my app, it will be about the method which you can use to budget your money. You can use this method with any spreadsheet you like Excel or any other app. Okay, what is a budget? It's actually not that complicated. So if I can visualize it somehow, then you have your income and you have your expenses. Okay, I will take another. Yeah, that's better. And really what you need to do is to come up with the amount. So what is your monthly income? So how much you get income per month? Let's say like 3,500. Right? And like you have expenses like maybe 3,000, whatever, euro, dollars, what kind of currency you have. Doesn't have to be such round amount, so it's really like I'm giving an example. So your amounts will be maybe up to last cent, you can calculate it, but usually you get some margin of error in it, right? So you have like the incomes versus your expenses, and then you get a bit more detailed view on what are your incomes. So you are going to split this amount, and then what kind of incomes, your salary, like your interests which you get maybe on your savings, all kind of subsidies, whatever you have, and the same you do with expenses actually. And but don't rush. So for now it is just like, yeah, there are two amounts, so this is important to understand. And if you I think that for personal budget is most interesting this part, the expenses part actually. Why? Because yeah, here is a lot of complexity actually in personal finances. This part is explaining much more about who you are than this part, because this is more or less like yeah, it's simple. There are maybe just one line which you have like one source of income, maybe two, maybe three, but here you have like tens, like 20, 30, 40 different lines or different transactions if you want per month. So, and it's more difficult to make an average. Why? Because if you look at how expenses are going, that they like let's put it on the line, like we have that time, like months, like you have January, February, I don't know, March, and so on, and then each month you spend some money, right? But it's not the same each month. So actually what you see that one month you get more, another month you get less. So all these differences, it fluctuates, and it can be like very small one month, it's very huge another month. So it depends, and somewhere it is like we take a middle and we call it a budget, right? So that's the idea, that this part, this expenses part, it fluctuates. And that makes it extra difficult to comprehend, maybe, and to calculate, to come up to decide with this figure. Why is it interesting, actually? So how can you use this amount, this budget? So you can use it in different scenarios. So first of all, you compare it to your income. So either you're making money, like in this example, or you're losing money, like you spend more than your incomes are, so you are in trouble, so you have to do something about your expenses probably, or increase your incomes, all this stuff. So you can analyze your current situation if you want to get out of your debt, or like you have a feeling like you live from paycheck to paycheck, so that and you expect more from your finances, so you want to build up something. But you also can use it to make future plans, like I don't know, you want to get married, you want to get kids, you want to buy a house, you want to retire, and so on. So all kind of situations you can like imagine, all kind of scenarios, and then for each scenario you can make your budget. Actually, you can calculate how much money do you need for in each such scenario. Yeah, so that's, but it also can be that your situation has changed dramatically, like you get divorced, or like you lost your job, or whatever else, like situation has changed, but you don't know what kind of financial impact it will have on you. And it makes a lot of sense then, and also in such situations, to make your monthly budget, to see if you can afford the lifestyle which you used to, or do you need to make some changes, so that then you will have one problem less than to care. So it's quite useful to have to know in all kind of scenarios how much do you need, how much money do you need per month to sustain your lifestyle. And again, it will be different per month. But on average, this amount, that's what you need to keep things rolling, to keep it going. So that then you know for sure that okay, I have income, I have expenses, and it's all balanced somehow. Right? So that's important. That's how you use your budget. So how can you come up with this figure? Like why is it 3,000? Why it is not 2,000? Why it is not 5,000? So how you calculate for yourself in your personal situation what it should be, right? And what you do is, yeah, let's take it step by step. So what you should do, then you take, it depends on your situation, how you spend money. If you use like bank account or credit card, then it can be quite easy. Then you collect all the transaction information from all your accounts, and you get a list of all your transactions from your bank, basically. If you spend cash, then it becomes more tricky, but then you have to guesstimate somehow. You still to have somewhere records. Maybe you have receipts. Maybe you somehow collect information. And the minimal amount of time, like you need to, at least for 1 month, one previous month, for example, take it. And just you take this, all your records, so all your transactions, and you go one by one, you just have a look at it and you give it a meaning. Like, for example, you take, maybe first what you take, okay, I'm taking the wrong one. Maybe first, you pay mortgage, like you say, I have to spell it correctly, like I don't know, like 1,000 per month you paid. Okay, clear, it's easy. Then you pay, for example, for insurance. Like, I don't know, like you spend 200 for all different insurances, and probably here will be several transactions in the same category, like insurance, like groceries. So you see like I don't like 600 something, and so on. So you see that some transactions, they will be just one transaction is like one line in your budget, but some transactions you want to group them. It doesn't make sense to split them. You just group them together, and such a group we call category. So how you choose categories? Categories is again, it's something personal, and it's something what makes sense to you personally. So how would you explain your expenses? Because take a look, from bank point of view, those are just numbers. So that they just watch that you do not overspend, that you spend only the money which you have, and that's it. So that they just calculate what is your end balance. That's it. But for you make a story of yourself. So this is you actually here. This is your financial footprint, and this is how you reason about the money. How would you explain? How would you make a story about 1 month? How do you spend? Where does this money go? Okay? And you choose those categories for yourself. That's my advice to you, because there are like many applications also coming from maybe from your home bank or whatever, and those categories they make sense to the bank or to the maker of this or such app. Don't use them. So it's much better if you take your own personal categories and you use them, and because it's something what you do actually. So it is much better than it explains your like your finances, right? Okay. And don't think that you make it right in one go. It's okay if it takes time. So you can change later, because this budget, I advise you to keep it for yourself, and from time to time come back and see if it is realistic what you are spending, if it's still in line within some kind of bandwidth of error, it can be, and update it regularly. And then I change my budget also regularly. And even there is advice like start each new year with new budget. So just take a look and make sense of it, because your understanding of your own life will change over time. So also your categories as well. So this is something what you make. Okay, so those are categories. And now about those fluctuations. So you see that what do we do about it? Remember, those are, so we can make it per month. So we said like 3,000, but it's different per month. So how does it work? And again here, let's take it step by step. So we see those fluctuations. And what I want to do is give you another diagram. So bear with me. Okay. About the fluctuation, so how we approach it. If we take again this line, let's make it a bit bigger, then what we see that some of those expenses, they are the same each month. They're literally the same, like mortgage. And you have it each month. It changes now and then, but it's let's for our budget, let's say that it's the same. All kind of fees, for example, insurance, most probably you just pay like agreed amount per month. Might be utilities, for example, if you just pay like an advance payment each month, the same. Depends on which country you live in, and so on. So what you see that some costs, like we have like this group of like let's say fixed costs, we call it. Right? So those are easiest part. So those are here. Okay. Then you get some variable costs, but you have them every month anyhow, like groceries. You cannot fix this amount, but it's roughly the same. So we have like those variable costs. What is important that you have them, although they variate, but you have them every month. So you can learn, you can predict actually more or less you can predict how much do you need per month for it. So you make an estimation and you see that yeah, so much money is just what you need per month. So those are like those are fixed, right? And then those are variable. Those two categories, those usually they are the biggest part of your budget and most interesting actually part of your budget. But there is also another part which people often forget, I think, and for a reason. Those are like one-off costs, one-off payments. Like it can be like for example, you can, for example, if you pay your for insurance, if you pay upfront for full year, then you get a discount. So it makes sense to pay it upfront because then you save money. And actually, but those are like you paid at one time, and you have like quite a big spike here, usually substantial amount, but then you paid only once, right? It can be like if something is broken, like your iPhone is broken, or smartphone, whatever you have, and then you want to buy a new one, or you want to buy a gift for somebody. Somebody has a birthday, and you just want to have a present for them. So all these situations, some of them are easier to predict, some are more difficult, but those are still they're one-off, and for that reason they're impossible to calculate, or nearly impossible. So you can only like give some approximation, and what you do, you just take this one. So you need somehow get an idea of such one-off payments, and the best method which I would recommend to use is just first of all look at the costs which you have each year anyhow. Like you have like clothes, and then per year you spend, I don't know how much you spend, let's put it 700 somethings per year, but then per year. So this is months, this is year. Then you divide it by 12 and you get monthly per month, right? Maybe you have vacation. It's also another example. How much do you want to spend on vacation? I don't know, like 2,000 maybe, whatever. And so on. So like maintenance cost, maybe you have like certain I don't know what you have. So like you can have allowance for reparation of your car, for example, or you can some reparation on your house, maintenance cost. So usually get estimated a little bit, and how much do you spend each year on each category, such category, and make a list for yourself. Don't make it too exhaustive, because then you get just huge amount, and it's also not realistic. Just maybe just to get inspiration, look like how much, what kind of expenses, such kind of expenses did you had in the past year. Maybe make a list for yourself on the yearly basis, and then divide it by 12 and just add it to your budget, basically. But also make it a separate category. Why? Because usually what you want to do with this money, those are savings actually. Those you paid them from your savings, right? So this money, these expenses which are part of your budget, but you don't have them each month, and they will result in biggest fluctuations on your expenses actually. So you finance them from your savings account. So you pay first fixed costs, variable costs each month, but those one-off costs, if you didn't spend anything, then you put it on your savings account, and once you need them, you take them from your savings account. So you need to, I will make another video how to calculate how much money do you need on your savings account to be safe. But for now, just let's say that this third category coming from your savings actually. That's important to know, and it impacts if you're planning like your cash flow, how much money you actually need each month to keep going. Then you have to account into this category. So those two you need always, but this one, maybe some of them you can postpone or kind of put on pause, but not that much. You still need to make it part of your budget. You cannot avoid it, right? So yeah, actually then that's it. That's all I wanted to explain to you today, and thanks for watching this video. And actually, yeah, if you liked this video, then press the like, press subscribe. There will be more videos coming. And yeah, so I think if you grasp what I just told you today, then you will be fine, I'm sure. Thanks for watching.